set up the project board, wait, present, go see Dallas a little bit.
Well, good. Good luck to you as well with that one. Also with us tonight is Dawson Abear, a ninth grader from HL Bourgeois, who is the Senior Division Grand Prize runner-up. Congratulations, Dawson.
Thank you.
Your project was an animal science project titled Come Here, Deer. What inspired you for your project?
Well, over the past few years, I've really started to admire deer hunting, and over those years, I've realized that it's not just about hunting deer, it's also about conservation.
And then what was your project about? Well, I know you talked about the deer, but what was the goal of your investigation?
So I wanted to figure out what grass type would attract the most amount of deer. And so I used ryegrass, rapeseed, and oats, and I planted them on 3 different green fields in order to see which field had the most deer sightings.
And then what were your outcomes? And were they what you expected or were they surprises to you?
It was definitely a surprise. I really thought that ryegrass would have the most because it's a well-known grass by many hunters, but as the season progressed, rape actually had way more deer sightings, which was really surprising. But as I did more research, I found out that rapeseed is way more palatable for the deer, and it's a better cold tolerant than some of the other grasses.
So did you have to set up deer cameras for your project?
Yes, ma'am, I used trail cameras to take all my pictures.
And how many deer did you approximately see in your videos?
At times, there were close to 6 or 7 on the field, and sometimes there were none. So it really varied.
That is neat. And how can you use your results in the real world?
Well, there are millions of deer hunters in the United States, and even for future generation hunters, they could use this information so that they can have the most deer sightings in order to shoot better deer.
And do you plan to participate in the science fair again next year?
If the opportunity is available, absolutely.
And then I have pretty much a question for all three of you. Starting back with Amari, what was the hardest part of your experiment or project?
For me, I think that the hardest part was definitely the drawn out process of getting my microscope. I went through a duck chase to find that microscope. I landed on a smart microscope after looking around multiple schools for some, and some of them were broken. I just didn't have the opportunity to get some.
So that was one of your challenges. Cody, did you have any challenges or any hard parts of your project?
Well, mainly just the research side. You don't really see, oh, what's the average pressure produced by a random reaction of baking soda and vinegar? It's just not common. So I just had to do a lot of research into different chemical reactions and stuff.
So you also, Dawson, did you have any challenges as well?
Definitely the preparation was a bit hard. We had to, lime and fertilize and disc and then plant, and it was pretty difficult to get it ready. But as it was ready, it was definitely easy.
It was easier. What location did you do yours in? Was it in Louisiana or did you go
Um,
somewhere else?
it's not far from the city of Quitman, Mississippi.
Neat. That's awesome. All right. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Congratulations once again to all of you for being winners at the science fair. I hope to see you guys again next year after the science fair once again. I want to thank you, Mr. Brown, for taking time out of your day.
It's Truck Month at Terrebonne Ford. Time to get a truckload of value on a new F-150 with 0.9% APR for 60 months. $1,000 bonus cash, no payments for 90 days. And complimentary service through Ford Pass at Terrebonne Ford in Houma, because Terrebonne Ford delivers.
Terrebonne Parish School District is now hiring bus drivers. A valid CDL is required. If you don't have a CDL, we will train you. You must be able to pass a medical health exam and a drug test. Salary range is $19,253 to $29,859. Benefits include free health insurance and retirement. Contact the TPSB Transportation Office at 985-876-7400.
Terrebonne General Health System is the largest healthcare resource in southeast Louisiana, offering a high-tech and high-touch style of healing. World-renowned services include cardiology, women's health, cancer care, and a healthy lifestyle center.
This is a true calling for all the physicians, nurses, and staff who make up our proud Terrebonne General family. We are here to provide health care for our community.
To discover more, please visit tghealthsystem.com.
Terrebonne Parish School District is seeking individuals for the following maintenance positions: licensed plumber, electrician, carpenter, HVAC techs with chiller experience, HVAC techs with general experience. These positions have great work environment, excellent benefits, retirement, and insurance. Apply online at tpsd.org. Terrebonne Parish School District, a great place to work.
New Honda inventory now at Barker Honda.
Well, they're here, and the lot's filling up fast.
And we have more coming in every day at Barker. On your cars, HRVs, CRVs, and Civics.
We have Pilots, Passports, and Odysseys now in stock.
So come on by to Barker Honda and take advantage of our amazing deals, and you'll see why.
It's better at Barker.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.
Tune in this week to our show One-on-One with Martin False, as Martin sits down with Joey Fontenot to talk about his life journey and to share his most memorable moments. One-on-One airs Monday through Sunday. This is an episode you don't want to miss.
Good evening and welcome to our show, Going Public. I'm Renee Fossica, and joining us tonight are Terrebonne Parish School District Band Directors Evan Laperouse and Vaughn Luquette. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Evan, you are a band director at Homer Junior High. How long have you been a band director?
This is my 5th year teaching.
And then let's go into detail about some of your programs at each of your schools and then other schools in the area. What performance opportunities are available to our students in Terrebonne Parish?
There's usually a good bit of opportunities. For the most part, the concert band, normal concerts that every band will put on, Christmas, spring. Then, depending on grade, 7 through 12, we'll do some marching band parades, and high school will do the normal football games, halftime performances. Some of our schools have jazz bands, choirs, and then also they have some schools that have the indoor percussion that happens during the wintertime.
And what benefits does supporting music in schools have for the community?
Lots of them, as far as, it's obviously a big community builder. It's just a big group of students who are there doing something bigger than themselves, that are just working towards one goal. They kind of set aside all their differences and then you work towards one goal.
And Vaughn, you are the Terrebonne High School band director. How long have you been the band director?
This is my 23rd year teaching, my 18th year at Terrebonne High.
And do you plan to retire as a band director?
It's probably going to happen that way, yes.
And what are some of the benefits that you find in supporting music in our community?
Well, the biggest thing is the band kids are seen in the community, whether it's through concerts, whether it's through the Mardi Gras parades, football games. We just had our big parish honor band, so that showcased about 300 of our district's kids. So band is an opportunity for our kids to be seen, and it shows a lot about them, about their parents, about the community, the schools, how much the school and the district support these kids.
And what resources are available to our students to ensure that they are receiving the best instruction?
We have directors at all the schools that offer band or choir, and these guys work tirelessly to provide the best possible opportunity for our kids and experience. The district's been very supportive of the band programs, and Miss LaRose has been a huge advocate for us, so we want to really thank her. And, just getting our kids out there and just letting them have that positive experience.
And Evan, are there any other resources that you would like to add to that?
I just kind of want to go off of, I mean, like I said, our school district and Ms. LaRose have been very supportive, giving us some method books as well to do that. Unfortunately, one of our big resources, Fabricus, hasn't been here. They were very helpful, and if we needed something in a pinch, they'd have it, and we could go right there. Other than that, I mean, lots of the resources we get are just to help us provide like instruments and take care of our instruments for the students, mainly just kind of through whatever means necessary.
And does Fabregas plan to come back into the area, or is that something?
No, unfortunately not.
So hopefully other resources come up.
Yes.
Come up. Let's talk about the process for students to enter into band. At what age can a student get into band, and what are some of the skills that they may need?
Well, we start band in Terrebonne Parish in 5th grade. Some of the schools have some general music programs that they do from kindergarten on up. As far as skills, we take them as green as they come and develop them. So to say that they have to know if something is not a requirement. The kids have a little test that they take, and I use tests very loosely, just to help us place the kids on the correct instrument. Because if they're not on the right instrument, they're not successful, they're not having fun. So we take that really seriously, as to try to get them on the correct instrument. And then we take it from there, and then they're now in band.
And how do you assess their learning, and how do you see if a student is growing in their music?
Oh, that's real obvious. They start out and it sounds like something's dying, and then we take it and try to reform it into something that they can have fun with.
And I know you're at the Homan Junior High, so you have some of the younger students.
Mm-hmm.
What are the steps with you as far as developing your younger students, so that way when they go to Terrebonne High, they maybe have more experience?
A lot of it for us is just trying to get them to help them just learn to love their instrument. Like they just want to practice scales, which most of the time is not the most fun thing to practice, or just the small things of how to physically read their music better, things like that. Just the small things that they can learn to love, how to learn on their instrument, so that way later they can just get on the field or get in their concert band and just kind of just hopefully tear through some music and do it. So.
And I know you guys both said, 5th grade was normally when we start in our area. What is a good age for students to start learning and reading music?
If they're interested, it's time. If they have that love, that desire, there's a lot of different places. A lot of local musicians can take on students. There's the Canoyer School of Music that a lot of the kids are starting to go to. So any of those things are great.
And what are some of the challenges that band students may face? I know you said they're always busy. You guys have a lot of practice. What are some of the challenges that you face throughout the year?
I think one of the big challenges I think we face is that a lot of our students, they want something now. I mean, that's just us in general. We get the internet, it happens now. And so that's band is not necessarily a now thing. It's over time progressing. And so that's one of the big challenges that we face, and they can go to do some book club, they can go to book club and they can read it and they got it. Whereas band, it takes a little bit longer to develop some of those skills. Not saying book club's bad, but it just takes a little longer. It's a longer process.
And throughout the year, I know we talked about some of the events that you guys already participate in, Mardi Gras, your concerts, and that kind of thing. What do we have left remaining for the rest of pretty much the fourth grading period? What takes place?
We have our spring concerts. Pretty much every school that has a band program puts on a spring concert, whether it's at their school or a different venue. I know at Terrebonne High we host Home and Junior High's concert, and some of the other elementary programs come and do their concerts at our school. There's district festivals, and I know Terrebonne's second concert band is going to do Louisiana Invitational that's happening in Lafayette. So there's still a lot of performance opportunities for our kids that are going to be taking place.
And then with the school year ending in May, when do you start preparing for next year?
We already started, so
You've already started.
Yes, it's a big old circle for us. It never ends, and I know our kids are excited about getting started for next year already. So we got to kind of tap the brakes on them, and hey, we got to finish what we got now. It's been a busy year, and the kids have loved every second of it. So.
And I know you said you've already started for next year. What are some of the preparations that you have to get done for the band season?
For us, it's getting the next year's field show, a competitive show, ironed down and nailed down, and just start, prepping the kids, getting numbers together so we can have the right number of students on the field. Just anything that you see on Friday nights, so we're already at it.
So it's a constant revolving circle.
That's it.
Evan, what about you with the middle and junior high students? What's your preparations? Are you preparing also for next year as well?
A little bit, not as in depth. We do start prepping as far as we try to make our way out to the elementary schools, go visit, say hello, and kind of just get excited about band again. End of the year kind of testing happens, so let's refresh about band and just to get same thing numbers as far as class schedules set up for next year. And we do have our little junior high marching band that we got to prepare some music for, but mainly is just assessing where those students are at and preparing them for their classes for next year. And that's majority where our preparation comes from.
I'm just starting over also pretty much. I know the last few years we've dealt with a hurricane, we've dealt with the COVID. How have your band students been affected by those last few years?
It's been tough, but our kids are resilient and they're strong. We've had kids who were totally affected by the storm, and one in particular was living in Morgan City, and she made her mom bring her to Terrebonne every day so she could be in our band. So band is definitely a community where the kids want to be a part of it, and it's a special place. And I was really not shocked when the student told me that, or the mom told me that, but it was we got to do band. And so as soon as we were able to come back from the storm and get band back the way functioning, we have to do that for these kids.
She had that love.
That's it.
That's it. And Evan, did you notice a difference with your students?
Slightly, because our kids were a part of the beginning process of band whenever COVID and the storm hit. So ours is kind of getting back into that routine of band mainly, and just this is how we're going to do it type of deal.
Well, I want to thank you both for joining us today and taking time out of your schedule. It was a pleasure having you on the show. I would like to thank you, our viewers, for watching. Don't forget to join us every Tuesday on Going Public. Good night.
Whether it's price, service, or selection, you gotta come to AJ Doman Chevrolet. We are South Louisiana's newest business elite, medium duty, and commercial dealer. Can't find the car you're looking for? Let us order it for you.
And remember, no credit, bad credit, we can help.
AJ Doman Chevrolet at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge.
Give us a call today or visit us online at ajdomanchevy.com. AJ Doman Chevrolet, the dealership that works for you. Highway 182 in Berwick.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families. When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bork today.
Billy's Best Brands Plus has all of your bedding, appliance, and electronic needs. Whether you're in the need of a new washer or dryer, refrigerator or stove, at Billy's we have a wide selection of HD TVs and home theater systems, plus the best bedding around. Come in and see our great selection today, only at Billy's Best Brands Plus. And let us deliver to you. Billy's Best Brands Plus, located at 5805 West Main Street in Houma.
Vaping, problem gambling, substance abuse, anxiety, depression. You don't have to face these challenges alone. I'm Laura Stanley, peer support specialist with South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority. Contact us to speak to someone like me who has lived experiences with mental health and substance abuse challenges. We provide mental health, substance abuse, developmental disability, and primary care services right here in our community.
The new 2023 GMC Sierra AT4X is equipped to conquer the great outdoors. Or the great indoors. Welcome to the peak of premium off-roading. Or get 2.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on turbo high-output engine Sierra light-duty elevation models.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
It's Tita time. Living in Terrebonne. Living in Terrebonne. You sure won't want to miss it, and I'll bet that you'll revisit. Living in Terrebonne. Local Terrebonne Parish Economic News.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Tita Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside. Thank you so much for joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. And we always have with us for Tita Time, Mr. Cohen Guidry. Cohen B. Guidry. So very glad you're joining us today.
Thank you, Keith. Good morning. Good to see you.
CEO of Terrebonne Economic and Development Authority. And next to him, my good friend, Tom Watkins. Tom, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Keith, thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Of course, Tom does so many different things, but a legal analyst in South Central Planning and Development Commission. And so, Cohen, I know we talk about it all the time, but it's these partnerships that make a huge difference for helping T to really bring resources to people. South Central is one of those that y'all do that with.
Absolutely. And sharing programs, just getting the word out and allowing them to come on and share what their products and the many things that they have to offer. You know, I think a lot of people don't know the right places to go, and they start with us. And when we can help and direct, I think we use this as a segue to get the word out that there are good things going on out there.
And so when we need something, we just give a call to Cohen and see if he can't connect us to what's needed.
I bet you we can connect the dots. I may not know the guy. I may not be the guy, but I probably know him. And if I don't, I will meet him.
Yeah, and I know that firsthand, and we've been able to do that. And so really glad to be able to do that. Tom, we're really glad you're joining us. Let's just talk a little bit about South Central and let people know kind of the overview of what the program is, who you are, and what y'all do.
Sure. Well, South Central Planning is a regional planning commission. That's its footprint, its geographical area is 7 parishes: Terrebonne, Lafourche, St. Mary, Assumption, St. James, and St. John.
It's a big area.
It's a very big area, and among the many things that a regional planning commission is tasked with doing, there are other things that we enter into, other programs that we enter into. We try to help manage with state partners and federal partners, the various programs that come come from those groups to get those programs and those resources out to the people.
Yeah, and again, like we talk about with Cohen all the time, it's really just trying to find the programs that fit that people need. And it's just kind of doing that needs assessment to see what the needs are.
Right. And that's one of the big deals about, planning. Cohen knows, and many people, that, if you have good planning, it assists with the development, particularly regionally, right? Because you have a lot of parishes that they, of course, have their own economic development requirements that they themselves have to manage. But we bring another element, another phase to it, if you will, from a South Central type of a standpoint, regional, trying to put everyone together so that we can develop regionally as well. And that helps the individual parishes develop too. So
it's kind of didactic in that sense that we're not only looking at the parish themselves, but we're also looking at part of the region and what the region needs. And God knows our region has been smacked pretty hard here of late. And just, it's always trying to figure out if there are resources, how do we connect the people that need those resources? And there's a lot of different programs that do that, and just not everybody's kind of aware of that.
So, and that's to segue, if I may, into what we're gearing up for at South Central Planning. Is a very large small business restore program, right? So we all might recall some time back where there was the rumors that Louisiana was getting I think it's $1.27 billion.
With a B.
A restore program, right? And part of that group of money, that pot of money, would just sort of refer to it like that, is a portion of it, roughly $95 million, is going to be allocated to assist small businesses throughout the state that have that are in certain geographical areas that have been impacted by Hurricanes Laura and Delta, more in the western part of the state, and Ida and the May 2021 flood that really damaged a lot of areas, not necessarily here, the floods, but more in the East Baton Rouge, Calcasieu Parish, and more of the central part of the state. So there's money allocated for those 4 events: Laura Delta, to West, Ida, and the May 2021 flood.
And so again, these are some planning, and we know that it takes a long time when they say, hey, we think we're going to be able to get this money, to, hey, we think we've got this money, to figuring out a plan to how to figure out who needs some of that money. And it's about bringing businesses back, right? That's the whole perspective. Is trying to help bring business back and being able to see how people can qualify for that. And so I know that that's part of that process. And as we close this particular segment, it's good to know that there are some people that are looking at what the options are for how we're doing that and getting some of that money. We'll talk a little bit about how this program, and it's still in its early development, right? Trying to figure out how we're going to do that.
Right, and so it's developed, pretty well right now. It's scheduled to kick off May 1. Keeping in mind this is the small business portion of it.
The small business portion. So I want to stop you there, Tom, if that's okay. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back and talk a lot more about it. And so, all right, guys, Tea to Time is going to stick around. We got a whole lot more to talk about. Do that with us. We'll be right back after this short break.
Truck Month at Terrebonne Ford. Time to get a truckload of value on a new F-150 with 0.9% APR for 60 months. $1,000 bonus cash, no payments for 90 days. And complimentary service through Ford Pass at Terrebonne Ford in Houma, because Terrebonne Ford delivers.
Terrebonne Parish School District is seeking individuals for the following maintenance positions: licensed plumber, electrician, carpenter, HVAC techs with chiller experience, HVAC techs with general experience, These positions have great work environment, excellent benefits, retirement, and insurance. Apply online at tpsd.org. Terrebonne Parish School District, a great place to work.
At Big Wheels Travel Center, the fun and excitement are just around the corner in Bayou Blue. Big Wheels is open 24 hours a day and features 24-hour security, clean restrooms, and a wide selection of beer, soft drinks, and chips for all your needs. While you're there, visit the casino for daily cash prizes and drink specials 7 days a week. You'll get the feeling as if you're in a lush Vegas-style casino. Big Wheels also has one of the largest subways in the area. So stop by Big Wheels Travel Center, where everyone's a winner.
Heavy-duty pulling power. To conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty. Premium and capable. Step up to GMC with 3.9% APR for 5 years on 2023 Sierra Heavy Duty SLT models.
See your local GMC dealer. Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. That's what we call revolution, and the revolution is closer than you think. Welcome to Rev.
It's Truck Month at Terrebonne Ford. Time to get a truckload of value on a new F-150 with 0.9% APR for 60 months. $1,000 bonus cash, no payments for 90 days. And complimentary service through Ford Pass at Terrebonne Ford in Houma, because Terrebonne Ford delivers.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Tea to Time. We appreciate you joining us. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, joined by Cohen and Tom, talking about some of the programs that TITA always tries to partner with, and South Central Planning and Development, one of those. Let's talk about some of the players and how this process works, Tom.
Sure. So the funding mechanism of this program is through the Housing and Urban Development, HUD.
HUD,
I think
okay.
Everybody in the world has heard about HUD.
Sure,
so
sure.
HUD has, through approval of Congress and other agencies of government, has brought this bucket of money, if you want to call it that, to the state.
Okay.
So once the money gets here, the Office of Community Development with the state is responsible at the state level for managing the processes and procedures and creating and confirming they're all being followed to get these loans out to those who need it. Well, in that part, OCD, Office of Community Development, they need help. They can't do it all, right?
Right.
And so they hire, and let's say hire, but contract, for lack of a better word, with entities such as ours, right?
Okay.
With respect to this Restore Small Business Loan Program, there are 4 entities that will assist OCD in rolling out the loan program to all of those eligible parishes and municipalities. And so South Central Planning, right, is going to be involved in a large part of the state. About 35 parishes.
Wow.
It's a big deal.
Yes, it is.
So the small business program is funded with $95 million.
Okay.
And that $95 million is divided into two segments, if you will.
Okay.
The Laura Delta segment is a $50 million funding, and then the Ida May 21 flood is $45 million. Now, we have been informed, and it's good for Ida, right? Terrebonne and Lafourche and River parishes, Orleans, et cetera. Those parishes are going to be in the Ida bucket. We've been informed, although it hasn't taken place yet, that in addition to the $45 million, another $45 million is going to be coming.
Oh my.
So $90 million is what we've been informed of is going to be set aside for the Ida May 2021 flood. Okay. South Central Planning's part of to be able to loan out of that 45 initial funding for Ida, $25 million.
Okay.
So now there are other entities that are involved in this rollout.
Okay.
And and the rollout, and so those other three, excuse me, typically centered around the other entities, the New Orleans area.
New Orleans.
So,
okay.
but of the
Right.
45, South Central has 25 to loan. On the Lower Delta side, we have $37.5 million to loan out.
Okay.
So that's how the money's more or less divided.
Okay. And again, it's one of those things where these monies have been approved, and now they have to make these decisions about where they go, and they've done that. Again, it still takes time. Yeah. It's a process, and I don't want to say it's a bureaucratic process, but you know, we're dealing with bureaucracy of these funds being transferred and sent out, and
it's over $1 billion, right? And you have to be accountable for all that stuff, right?
And that's why the processes are the way that they are, and that's why they bring in qualified organizations and legal analysts and those people that can really look at those funds and really be able to track that and making sure it's going where it needs to go.
Exactly, and confirming that it's gone where it needs to go and that they're used in accordance with the program requirements. It takes people, it takes organization, and it takes time to build that level of capacity necessary to adequately manage and operate a program like that.
Yeah, and it's a lot of money. And quite frankly, there's got to be accountability for that. You know, even if it's $1, but when it's over $1 billion, there's a billion times more reasons to make sure that there's that accountability. And there are limitations. There are limitations to what it can be used for and how people. And it's the process of trying to figure out who's available to get these funds.
Right. And so what we have done, right, and I want to reiterate again that South Central Planning's part of this is purely related to the Restore Small Business Loan Program, right?
Right.
And so that's that $95 million level of funding,
right?
Split into the two regions, if you will.
Right, the 1545.
So that's what we're going to be handling, and managing and hiring people and working with OCD to assist in the the management and following the protocols of the program.
Right. And you need someone with expertise like that. You need someone who understands that management process.
Right.
And some people who have the wherewithal to be able to do that. They're not asking social workers to do that, right? We're asking people with some good financial background and assistance, and that's where South Central really shines, to be able to partner to figure out how to do this.
Right. South Central's been in this lending program, the number of programs with the state and the federal government for years and decades.
Right.
So we got a lot of practical experience.
Many, many years. And so I appreciate that overview. I appreciate finding out where the money is, how it's going to kind of be sent. We'll get into a little more specifics here in this next segment about what we can. Since the program's early, we know that, but we'll kind of share with people what we know about the program and how they can maybe qualify. All right, guys, they're not going anywhere. A whole lot more tea to time when we return.
Whether it's price, service, or selection, you gotta come to AJ Doman Chevrolet. We are South Louisiana's newest business elite, medium duty, and commercial dealer. Can't find the car you're looking for? Let us order it for you.
And remember, no credit, bad credit, we can help.
AJ Doman Chevrolet at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge.
Give us a call today or visit us online at HTV10 AJ Doman Chevrolet, the dealership that works for you. Highway 182 in Berwick.
This is the Treeinator. I'm back. If you have some sick old girly tree, chop it now before the hurricane kills it and blows it on your house. Don't hire some out-of-town girly man to hustle you out of your hard-earned money. Tell them, hasta la vista, baby. Let me and my team of military veterans come and pump your tree up and prepare a defensive position for future threats. Even if your tree is behind enemy lines and the bullets are flying and the bombs are going off, we will get your tree down.
Heavy-duty pulling power. To conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty. Premium and capable. Step up to GMC with 3.9% APR for 5 years on 2023 Sierra Heavy Duty SLT models. See your local GMC dealer.
Insurance companies often deny, delay, don't pay enough. Hurricane Ida has decimated Terrebonne and Lafourche parishes. By now, you've heard that thousands of people have been taken advantage of by their insurance companies. Don't give up. At Waits & Downer Law Firm, we want to make sure that you have all the facts when dealing with your insurance company. We have the legal experience and ability to make them pay. Get the help you need. At Waits & Downer, it's our goal to not only get you a full damage recovery, but to get the insurance company to reimburse your legal fees. So once again, don't give up. That's exactly what the insurance companies want you to do. Call today for a free consultation. We are local and we are here to stay. Let our years of experience work for you. Pick up the phone, 985-876-0870 for a free consultation.
Hello and welcome back to Tea to Time. Again, your host Keith Weissach, joined by Tom and Cohen, talking about these monies that we're excited about with the Restore Louisiana Small Business Loan Program that's through and with Hurricane Ida, as Tom mentioned earlier, associated with 3 other different effects with Laura and Delta, with the flood, and these monies that have been set aside and identified to be able to help people. So let's talk a little bit about the loans themselves, Tom, and or maybe when people can't necessarily apply yet, let's talk about that process and where they can find out more information soon.
Sure. So what I'd like to do is talk about what the loan can do.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So these loans, this is going to be the best loan you've ever heard.
Okay.
These loans are from $10,000 to $150,000.
Okay.
With an exception approved by the Office of Community Development, the loan can be as high as $250,000.
Oh my goodness! So an exception there between the 150 and 250 if
Got to
it's
get
qualified.
approved by OCD, but you know they do approve them.
Sure.
Not every one of them, but they will approve them. These are 0% interest loans. The loan terms are 7 years, and if you pay back 60% of the loan amount, and you're not in default. In other words, you've otherwise been paying timely.
Right.
The remaining 40% can be forgiven. So, you know, if a company, just picking quick numbers, borrows $100,000, they pay back $60,000, they're not in default in the terms of their loan, they don't have to. The remaining $40,000 is going to be forgiven.
Wow.
Yeah. Think of it this way. Just think of it, you get $250,000.
Yeah.
You're not paying back $100,000. That's a good deal.
That's an incredible deal.
Yeah.
And again, it's for those businesses that have been impacted and have really suffered with problems because of any of these 4 things. But again, it's 0%. Loan amounts are $10,000 to $150,000, can be up to $250,000 with approval from OCD, Office of Community Development, and 0%. And if you're timely and you pay back 60%, the other 40%. Forgiven.
It's a deal.
Wow.
It's a deal. So, however, this program, it's not for the Exxons of the world.
Right.
These are for small businesses.
Right.
That have been impacted and still impacted by the storms and still have unmet needs.
Right. Yeah.
So As an example, if you have a company that I don't know, lost its stock, its inventory, but its insurance paid for that stock, well, you're not going to be able to double dip.
You've been made whole.
Right, and so this is designed for those businesses that have that need still.
Right. And again, that's why we talked a little bit earlier about needs assessment. That's part of the application process, determining if there is still a need. Right. So, and if there is, then we can address it.
Right. Eligibility requirements. I want to say this is eligibility. I want to distinguish that from what you can use the money for.
Right.
Eligibility requirements. You have to have between 1 and 50 employees.
Okay.
Right. You have to have suffered you may have suffered $10,000 in physical damages to your property, right? That's an eligibility. If you do, you can apply. If you have lost 20% of your annual gross revenue, right?
Okay.
You can apply.
Okay.
So the eligibility requirements from the standpoint of being able to apply are going to be easy, but for a lot of people to meet.
Pretty loose, right?
But then there becomes from the standpoint of what you can use those funds right. Mm-hmm. So the funds can be used as a general rule to cover your mortgage or rent payments.
Okay.
It can be used to pay for your utilities.
Okay.
It can be used to cover up to 6 months of payroll.
Yeah, because I had a feeling payroll had to be a part of that, but it's up to 6 months of payroll.
Up to 6 months of payroll. So they'll calculate. There's a formula that's going to be used to calculate what that dollar amount will be based on your returns.
Right.
And so they're going to go 6 months, and whatever that dollar amount is, that's what you can
use that.
You can use that for.
Right.
The money can't be used to repair your building. Right. Can't be used for that. It can't be used to buy your business partners out. It really needs to be used from the standpoint of making your company fit to fix those unmet needs and get it operational so they can help the community prosper.
It's about the business getting back to provide service to the community, right?
100% correct.
Okay.
So, Tom, I've got a question. I'm sorry.
Please, go.
If a business was whole before Hurricane Ida hit and they were forced to close, but they would like to come back and open their business, would that be eligible?
Absolutely. That's one of the neat things about the program. So if you have a business, I did shut it down, right? It was just so damaged. This program will allow you to come back, even if you're shut down. You have to prepare a business plan.
Right. You have to show that.
You have to show that you're going to be able to come back.
Right.
And this money can be used for you to help open up. And I will also say this as an additure, that you don't have to open up even in the same location. You can move to open up your business in any eligible area.
Right.
So you have some maneuvering room,
some availability.
Available.
Your website, Tom, put that out there if you don't mind.
It's South Central Planning.
Right. And soon there will be
on that website.
Right.
There's going to be a way that you'll be able to link in and apply for this stuff online.
Everything
the
online.
Application online.
Very good. Gentlemen, I appreciate your time today. Thank you for helping share this information and always the partnerships that TITA provides. We appreciate that.
Our pleasure.
All right.
Thanks for having
us. That will do it for this particular edition of TITA Time. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming right here on HTV.
The 2023 Mazda CX-9 with standard I-Active all-wheel drive. It's nimble, it's intuitive, it's a 3-row CV that doesn't drive like one.
And right now, get 0% APR when you drive home a new 2023 Mazda CX-9 at Barker Mazda in Houma, or shop us online at barkermazda.com.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
The new 2023 GMC Sierra AT4X is equipped to conquer the great outdoors. Or the great indoors. Welcome to the peak of premium off-roading. Or get 2.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on turbo high-output engine Sierra light-duty elevation models.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
South Louisiana Quiz Bowl, the grand battle of wits, where today's finest students test their knowledge and wisdom to see if they rise to the academic challenge of South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. South Louisiana Quiz Bowl is brought to you by MC Bank, sharing that hometown spirit. Now here's your host, Mr. Chris Hunter.
Hello and welcome once again to South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. We have 7 of our varsity quarterfinalists determined. We'll get number 8 today out of one of these two teams, South Terrebonne and Terrebonne. Good luck to both teams. Let's get into rapid fire, and you're going to be identifying people, places, or things that begin with the letters EX. EX. Good luck. The second book of the Old Testament. Lucas.
Exodus.
That's right. King Arthur's sword. Lucas.
Excalibur.
Correct. To dig up, usually an old body. Aiden.
Excavate.
No, exhume. Bill and Ted's Adventure. Amelia.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Right. Passenger pigeon, the dodo, the dinosaur are examples. Aiden.
Extinct.
That's right. These taxes are added to the cost of gasoline. Titan.
Excess.
That's right. What the E in CEO stands for. Titan.
Executive.
That's right. David Livingstone, Robert Scott, Vasco da Gama, Lewis and Clark for Aiden.
Explorer.
That's right. Expressive, outgoing, open, or gregarious. Aiden.
Extrovert.
That's right. The prequel to this scary 1973 movie about demonic Titan.
Exo.
No, The Exorcist, not in time, sorry. In mathematics, it indicates how often a number, Lucas.
Exponent.
That's right. The formal expulsion from a religious group, especially the Aiden.
Expel.
No, excommunication. And that is the end of the round. All right, let's take a moment and let the players introduce themselves, starting with South Terrebonne.
Hello, my name is Landon. I've been in Quiz Bowl for 5 years. And other than Quiz Bowl, I'm in band, talented music, talented art, powerlifting, and swim team. My favorite musician is Trombone Shorty.
My name is Lucas Abear. I'm a senior. This is my 7th year in Quiz Bowl. And my favorite band is ABBA.
My name is Aiden. I'm a junior, and other than Quiz Bowl, I'm in band and National Honor Society, and my favorite band is Sabaton.
My name is also Aiden. I'm a sophomore, and other than Quiz Bowl, I'm in band, and my favorite band is Blink-182.
All right, South Terrebonne's team captain is Lucas. Tell us about your school.
Opened in 1961 in Berg, Louisiana along Bayou Terrebonne, South Terrebonne High School has been home to quality education, outstanding athletics and extracurriculars, and undying support from our community for over 60 years. We're excited to return to the swamp this year because there is truly no place like home. We would like to thank our principal, Dr. Madge Gotro, our faculty and staff for their support, and a special thank you to the South Terrebonne alumni class of 1982 for generously donating new equipment and supplies for our team. The South Terrebonne community is coming together to rebuild our home and show everyone that we are still Gator strong.
Thank you, Lucas. Thank you to the faculty sponsor, Mr. Philip Walter. Let's welcome back South Terrebonne High School. Terrebonne, you're up.
Hi, my name is Amelia Willis. I'm a freshman, and other than Quiz Bowl, I do soccer.
My name is Cadence, and this is my third year on the Quiz Bowl team, and other than Quiz Bowl, I do band.
My name is Emma. I am a sophomore, and other than Quiz Bowl, I also do band.
My name is Tyden Eshte, and this is my third year in Quiz Bowl, and I really like Weezer.
All right, Cadence is the team captain. Tell us about Terrebonne.
Terrebonne High School is the oldest high school in Terrebonne Parish. Its central location allows for a very diverse population. THS prides itself on offering not only traditional academic courses, but a variety of extracurricular programs and dual enrollment opportunities. Under the leadership of our principal, Mr. Richard Starr, Terrebonne High School continues the long-standing tradition of leading the district in engaging, empowering, and educating every student every day. We would like to thank Mr. Chris Hunter and the KWBJ staff for allowing us the opportunity to not only compete against others, but to challenge ourselves through this program.
Thank you, Cadence. Thank you to the faculty sponsor, Ms. Ann Barriel. Let's welcome back Terrebonne High School. All right, we're at the toss-up bonus round now with a 2-point toss-up. This complex includes the Freer Gallery of Art, Hirschborn Museum and Sculpture Garden, and National Collection of Fine Arts. Formed in 1846, it's named after an Englishman who left money in his will to increase human knowledge in the United States. Lucas.
Smithsonian.
That's correct. Bonus question for South Terrebonne. We're dealing with chemistry here. The chemical symbol of which chemical element derives from the Latin word argentum?
Silver.
That's right. Somewhat harder than gold, silver's rating on what scale of hardness is 2.5?
Mohs? Yeah. Mohs.
That's right. And what is the atomic number of silver?
87. No, you said the 6. 42.
That's incorrect. Terrebonne?
24.
No, it's 47. 4 points for South Terrebonne. We'll go to the 2-point toss-up. Many of his works blended fiction and nonfiction, such as his story about murder Gary Gilmore titled The Executioner's Song, for which he won a Pulitzer Prize. He also wrote biographies of Lee Harvey Oswald, Muhammad Ali, and Marilyn Monroe, which generated controversy for stating that Monroe had been murdered by the CIA. Named this author and political activist who co-founded The Village Voice. Anyone? Lucas.
Smith.
That's incorrect. Terrebonne. That is Norman Mailer. 2-point toss-up. This famous action supposedly happened on January 10, 49 BC. It's unclear whether the quote was said in Greek or Latin, but supposedly the leader said, "The die is cast." Lucas.
Shoot. Caesar.
More information.
Julius Caesar. Who?
No, sorry. This action, taken with an army, made war against Pompey inevitable. It's often mentioned when somebody commits themselves to a risky action. Terrebonne? Amelia?
The murder of Julius Caesar?
That's incorrect. It was Julius Caesar, but it is crossing of the Rubicon River. 2-point toss-up. This work ends, "He went like one that hath been stunned, and is of sense forlorn, a sadder and wiser man, he rose the morrow morn." This poem in 7 parts was completed in 1797, and an albatross figures prominently in the action. Named this Samuel Taylor Coleridge work. Anyone? It is the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. 2-point toss-up. Fields in Elk Hills were leased to Edward Doheny, and other fields were leased to Harry Sinclair. This happened after control had been shifted from the Navy to the Department of the Interior, which was headed by Albert Fall. Fall was eventually convicted of accepting bribes, and the fields were returned to the United States in 1927, named this scandal that hurt the Harding administration. Anyone? That was Tyden.
Watergate.
That's incorrect. South Terrebonne? That was the Teapot Dome scandal. 2-point toss-up. These are sometimes used in near vacuum conditions, often combined with gas chromatographs. They also are used in carbon dating and search for toxins. Name these two-word devices which can separate out different isotopes of an element. Looking for a mass spectrometer. 2-point toss-up. Surrounded by Lake Texcoco, this city, with a population of about 200,000 at its peak, was on an island with several Lucas.
Tenochtitlan?
That's correct. Bonus for South Terrebonne. I'll give you an extra point for the pronunciation. Okay. Harvard is the category. Harvard's motto is Veritas, which is Latin for what?
Truth.
That's correct. This Harvard graduate wrote the essay The Over Soul and the poem Concord Hymn.
Frost.
That's incorrect. Terrebonne? Your answer?
Smith.
No, Emerson. Ralph Waldo Emerson. South Terrebonne. The Fogg Art Museum at Harvard contains many works of Mary Cassatt and others of which movement? Answer?
Romantic?
That's incorrect. Terrebonne.
Post-impressionist. Post-impressionist.
Post-impressionist.
Oh, not post-impression, but impressionism. 2 points for South Terrebonne there. Here's a 2-point toss-up. The first one, which came out in 1956, was known as the Zenith Space Command and came in 2-button and 4-button modes. The average American household now has 4 of them, and many can be programmed to control several devices at once. Amelia?
Remote control.
That's correct. Bonus question for Terrebonne. We're in chemistry here. What basic unit in chemistry consists of 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd power atoms? Answer?
Nuclear energy.
That's incorrect. South Terrebonne?
A mole.
It is a mole. Terrebonne, what cloudy yellow precipitate is formed when these reagents are mixed? Sodium sulfide and calcium nitrate. Answer?
Sulfuric acid.
That's incorrect. South Terrebonne?
Calcium sulfide.
That's right. And Terrebonne, what is the oxidation number of chromium in K2CrO4?
Two.
That's incorrect. South Terrebonne?
1.
No, it's 6. 4 points for South Terrebonne, and that's the end of the round. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with more South Louisiana Quiz Bowl.
You're in luck because Shawbill's Tire and Auto Service is offering you major savings on Firestone tires. Get up to $100 back on your purchase of 4 new eligible Firestone tires. Plus, get free installation, a $110 value when you use your Shawbill's credit card. Shawbill's, we keep you rolling.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
West Park Self-Storage is a state-of-the-art storage facility with clean, convenient, and secure climate-controlled storage. Our professional storage counselors are here to assist you with all your storage needs. We now offer after-hour access, and you can access your unit 7 days a week. We also have parking for RVs, boats, and cars with 24-hour access. West Park Storage would like to thank you for 20 years of business.
Welcome back to South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. South Terrebonne leading Terrebonne. Let's do some 2-point toss-ups. Identify and spell the 12-letter noun based on the French word for undertake. It usually refers to somebody who organizes, owns, manages, and assumes the risk of a business. Landon.
Entrepreneur.
And spell it.
E-N-T-R-E-U-P-R-E.
That's incorrect. Terrebonne. Amelia.
E-N-T-R-E-P-R-E-N-E-U-R.
That's correct.
That's what I had to.
How much money will you end up with if you invest $100 at 10% interest compounded annually for 3 years? Anyone? I'll give it to you. It's $133.10. This pianist made a brief appearance in the movie Blazing Saddles, leading his band's trademark rendition of April in Paris and shaking hands with the new sheriff. Other famous recordings include Jumping at the Woodside and 1 O'Clock Jump. Even though he died in 1984, his namesake orchestra still exists. Who is it? Anyone? It is William Count Basie. When Jocelyn Bell and Anthony Hewish first detected these indirectly in 1967, they called them little green men because they could not imagine a natural cause. They're detectable when the rotation axis and magnetic pole axis in a star do not line up and the star rotates rapidly. Name this classification of neutron stars. Lucas.
Pulsar.
That's right. And that's the end of the round. South Terrebonne still leading as we come to our 60-second rounds. So Terrebonne, you get first choice of categories. You can have Bible, capitals, geometry, or Leonardo.
Bible.
Bible, okay. 60 on the clock. Good luck. Who was the cousin and forerunner of Jesus who called on the people to prepare for the Messiah?
Abram.
Incorrect. Name the large freshwater lake in the upper region of Palestine, which is closely associated with the ministry of Jesus.
Pass.
What twin cities were destroyed because of their wickedness?
Jericho.
Incorrect. Name the sister of Moses who led the people in singing and dancing after the Red Sea was crossed.
Can we stop the category?
We'll freeze it right there. All right, South Terrebonne, you get the others. Who was the cousin and forerunner of Jesus who called on the people to prepare for the Messiah?
John the Baptist. John the Baptist?
That's right. Name the large freshwater lake in the upper region of Palestine, which is closely associated with the ministry of Jesus. Your answer.
Lake Antioch?
No, the Sea of Galilee. What twin cities were destroyed because
Sodom
of
and Gomorrah.
That's right. Name the sister of Moses who led the people in singing and dancing after the Red Sea was crossed. Answer?
Mary.
No, Miriam. Got 2 right for 4 points. All right, your choice now. Capitals, geometry, or Leonardo.
Capitals.
Capitals, okay. 60 on the clock. Good luck. The altitude of what western city is exactly 5,280 feet?
Denver.
Right. The largest city in Iowa is located at the junction of the Raccoon River and another river that gives it its name.
St. Louis.
No. The auto industry has been an important part of what capital city since 1897?
Can you repeat the question?
I cannot.
Detroit.
Incorrect. This city and Wheeling passed the honor back and forth. Finally, in 1877, this city was chosen as the permanent capital.
Baton Rouge?
No. This city in Kent County has been state capital since 1977 and was named for an English town famed for its white chalk cliffs.
Dover.
Right. You got 2 right for full points. Terrebonne, here you go. The largest city in Iowa is located at the junction of the Raccoon River and another river that gives it its name. Answer?
Ohio?
No, it's Des Moines. The auto industry has been an important part of what capital city since 1897? Answer?
Cleveland?
No, it's Lansing, Michigan. This city and Wheeling passed the honor back and forth. Finally, in 1877, this city was chosen as the permanent capital. Answer?
Jacksonville?
No, Charleston, West Virginia. No points for that. All right, that is the end of the round. Let's take a break. More South Louisiana Quiz Bowl coming up in just a moment.
Now more than ever, your heart health should be a priority. Trust your care to Cardiovascular Institute of the South, a world leader in the diagnosis and treatment of heart disease, vascular disease in the legs, vein problems, and heart valve disease. CIS cardiologists offer the most advanced, innovative, and compassionate care for the complete health of your heart and legs. Schedule an appointment at one of our 5 locations in the Bayou region. Visit us at cardio.com.
Insurance companies often deny, delay, don't pay enough. Hurricane Ida has decimated Terrebonne and Lafourche parishes. By now, you've heard that thousands of people have been taken advantage of by their insurance companies. Don't give up. At Waits & Downer Law Firm, we want to make sure that you have all the facts when dealing with your insurance company. We have the legal experience and ability to make them pay. Get the help you need. At Waits & Downer, it's our goal to not only get you a full damage recovery, but to get the insurance company to reimburse your legal fees. So once again, don't give up. That's exactly what the insurance companies want you to do. Call today for a free consultation. We are local and we are here to stay. Let our years of experience work for you. Pick up the phone, 985-876-0870 for a free consultation.
My role models are definitely my family because my parents are two hardworking people who are highly educated. And then my older sister is attending LSU New Orleans Medical School right now, and my older brother is a senior at LSU for electrical engineering, and they just all motivate me every day to be the best version of myself and try as hard as I can in anything I do.
Welcome back to South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. New player coming into the game for South Terrebonne.
My name's Zach Arsenault. I'm a sophomore. Outside of Quiz Bowl, I do bowling, and my favorite band is Journey.
All right, welcome to the game. South Terrebonne leading Terrebonne. Last round, 2-point toss-ups. Good luck. Knowing that a flood was coming to punish mankind, who convinced his son Deucalion and niece Pyra to stay, Lucas?
No.
That's incorrect. To stay in a wooden chest to save their lives. This Titan helped Zeus conquer the other Titans, but he later incurred Zeus' wrath for giving fire to humans.
Prometheus?
It is Prometheus. What famous American industrialist said that people could have his product, quote, in any color so long as it's black? Lucas.
Ford.
Henry Ford. This famous 1851 painting is 21 feet by 12 feet. Though it depicts a famous action in the American Revolution just before the Battle of Trenton, it was actually painted in Germany using the Rhine for a model. Name this iconic American work of art. Tyden.
Crossing the Delaware River.
I'll take it. Washington, crossing the Delaware. Many characters in this story do not have names, so they are known by titles such as General Manager, the Chief Accountant, and the Brickmaker. The action follows Charlie Marlowe and his eventual meeting with Kurtz. Name this Joseph Conrad work. Anyone? It is Heart of Darkness. Where can you find Queed Mound Land, Graham Land, Wilkes Land, Victoria Land, and Mary Bird Land? It's Amelia?
England.
Incorrect. It's partially surrounded by Weddell Sea, Ross Sea, and Amundsen Sea. Parts are claimed by Argentina, Australia, Chile, Aiden?
Antarctica.
That's right. The bacteria and the enzyme that commonly produce this compound are named after it. It has chemical formula C2H4O2, and it has been known to man since ancient times. Name this chemical produced by rotting fruit that is a component of vinegar. Amelia?
Wine?
Incorrect. Aiden?
Ethanol.
No, it's acetic acid. When he married Sophie Kotek, it was agreed that she would not become a royal and that their children would have no claim to the throne. He became next in line after the suicide of his cousin and the death of his father, Karl Ludwig. This man never got to rule Austria-Hungary, however, because of a very unfortunate trip to Sarajevo. Aiden?
Franz Ferdinand.
That's right. What does the B stand for in BISDN? It can also refer to a type of internet access or any high-capacity communications link. Lucas?
Broadband.
That's right. Which 7-letter word refers to a woven or knit cloth or the material used to make a cloth? It can also refer to the related industry, which is important in many economies. Amelia?
Textile?
Textile is correct. This French composer's career bridged the 19th and 20th centuries.
Debussy?
Titan.
Debussy?
That's correct. Zeus ordered this prince to settle the dispute among Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, who was the most Lucas?
Paris.
That's right. Name the biological level of classification that includes Dipteria, Rodentia, and primates. This level is more...
Mammalia.
That's incorrect. More specific than class, but less specific than family. Lucas?
Kingdom.
No, it's order. And that is the end of the game. South Terrebonne is your winner. We'll be right back.
It's Joey Doman at AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Berwick, and the 22-year model closeout is on with Ram Truck Month. How about $11,000 off 4x4 Bighorn? Or $12,500 off 4x4 Laramie? Or $15,000 off 22 Ram Bighorn EcoDiesel? That's $15,000 off a full-size pickup truck that gets 32 miles to the gallon. And they all come with lifetime powertrain warranties, only at AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge in Berwick.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.
BCG Services, local experts for concrete leveling and foundation repair, providing quality solutions for a variety of foundation issues. With years of experience applying Floor Shield products to both homes and businesses, you can trust our team to provide high-quality results. Call for a free consultation.
South Terrebonne reaches the quarterfinals, and we say goodbye to Terrebonne for this year. Cadence is the only senior. Enjoy the rest of your senior year. Also sad to be saying goodbye to faculty sponsor Ann Barrios, who's retiring after 9 years as the sponsor. We enjoyed having you here in. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next week on South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. Good night.
For years, the Cajun Meat Market has been the premier place to handle all of your meat market needs. And we don't stop there. We serve breakfast, lunch, and provide home-cooked family meals. All of our specialty meats are made from scratch by our butcher. Bring us your game meat and we'll do the rest. If it's a gift basket you need, you've made the right choice. We cater the basket to whatever you want. See why so many count on Cajun Meat Market on Mystic Boulevard in Houma for all of your food service meats. Cajun Meat Market, where you can't beat Cajun meat.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Stop me if you've heard this story. A person with their whole life ahead of them made some poor choices and got addicted to drugs. They never got the help they needed. But their story doesn't have to end there. Peer support specialists from South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority can help you turn the page to a more hopeful chapter. Peer support is provided by a person who has lived with mental health and substance abuse challenges. Everyone is the author of their own story. Contact us to start a new chapter.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
Heavy-duty pulling power to conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty, premium and capable. Step up to GMC with 3.9% APR for 5 years on 2023 Sierra Heavy Duty SLT models.
See your local GMC dealer.
All right, welcome to another segment of Good Vibes. I'm Martin Falls, and our guest, of course, will be Debbie Cox-DeNova, our transformation coach. I was thinking about pushing this show back to next week, but since it's about procrastination, we had to do it this week. Right, Debbie?
Right. That's what we're talking about today.
Well, this is cool because, woo! Every boss's pet peeve, every wife's sometimes pet peeve. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the husband is trying to get the wife to take care of stuff. Mm-hmm. Procrastination is probably an ignition for a lot of problems, isn't it?
It really is. It's a human problem, whether we're a child or, an adult, whether we're running a business or, an employee. It is a human problem. We put off things even when we know that doing those things would be good for us. Mm-hmm. And there's a misconception about this, which is that it's a time management issue. So if you go and you look for procrastination hacks or tips, you're going to see a lot about time blocking and strategies for actually organizing your time. But what science is telling us is it's actually not a time management issue. It's not even a matter of not being productive, because we can be quite productive when we're avoiding the thing we're supposed to be doing, right? We're organizing cabinets, we're cleaning our desk. All of these things have productive use. So a lot of people are really productive procrastinators. What it actually is, it's an emotional regulation issue, because we procrastinate because there is a firing up of the amygdala. Remember, the amygdala is the threat detection center of the brain that is telling us basically that we need to avoid the experience of what we're going to be doing for one reason or another, okay? So we have fight, flight, or freeze. This is the freeze response, okay? So for example, we might be trying to avoid the boredom of something, or we might be avoiding, the discomfort of possibly failing. So what will happen is, and there's a whole bunch of science around the cognition process that happens when it comes to self-blaming and putting ourselves down and thinking, well, it's pointless for me to even try because it's probably not going to work out anyway. It's a self-defeating loop, because what happens is if you're in the freeze response and you avoid, what happens is you feel relief. right?
Mhm.
So if I'm avoiding the thing I'm supposed to be doing, whether it's exercising or whatever it is, yes, there's a punishment thing that happens with it, but there's also a temporary relief, and our brains, for whatever reason, especially procrastinators, are hardwired to prioritize what's happening now versus what's happening in the future. And it's even been shown that in people who procrastinate a lot, they actually think of the person, there's actually like a disconnect between the person they will be in the future versus who they are now. So it feels like the discomfort's going to have to be, worried about by some other person in the future. And of course that keeps pushing over and over, and it ends up being something that follows you forever.
I would imagine in different business. See, we're in the TV business. Every day is a deadline.
Yeah.
Every day. I'm sure heart surgeons, every day is a deadline.
Yeah.
Hospitals, every day is a deadline. If you own other businesses at a little more leisure or whatever, maybe not. But so it depends on where you work and what you're doing and how you have to get it out.
Yeah, really. And look, the reality is, this is what's happening on the inside of us, is that if we are not at first regulating what's happening on the inside, so we're not practicing interoception, where we're looking in, making sure we're okay on the internal landscape, it's very difficult for us to do anything effectively on the external. We prioritize what's happening here, right? So we have to learn how to emotionally regulate around this freeze response that is procrastination. It's about sort of managing that, because nature has both reward systems like serotonin and dopamine, but it also has punishment systems. So there is a peptide called tachykinin that is released in organisms as simple as flies, mice, all the way up to humans on the phylogenetic scale, right? So tachykinin is not something that is good for us. It actually will create anxiety, stress, depression, right? And it's nature's punishment system. It basically says, like, so when we feel that we're not on the right track, if we're not doing the right thing, tachykinin will be released. It causes extreme irritability and agitation. It suppresses our immune system. It's not good, right?